right, let's see what the weight is. What do y'all think? Is this around what the others are? You ain't gonna believe it. So today we are gonna be weighing some round bales. As you can see, I've got my Kubota MX 5800 out here. I've got some freshly made round bales that we made. And let me explain. So if you haven't been with our channel before, we usually make square bales. And if you saw my last video, we just made our very first round bale ever. And we did a whole cutting of it, and I think we got 21 bales or whatnot. In the future, we're gonna be mixing in some square bales and round bales. You can watch that video, kind of find out why, but it's mainly to deal with labor, pretty much. The baler that we used is over here, and it is that Heston 530. We chose it for a reason. It makes basically, it's like a 39-inch wide bale by 52 inches or something. So a little over 3 feet wide by a little over 4 feet tall. These bales, somebody can come here and buy them, and I can put 2 in the bed of a normal pickup truck. And then when they get home, they don't even need a tractor. They roll around real easy. You'll see me flip it here in a minute. You can, real easy to do. But the smallest of the smallest tractors can lift them because they're only about 400 pounds, but we're gonna check that today. But a 3-point hitch bale spear on a subcompact will lift it, and a front end loader on a subcompact will lift it. So that's why we chose this bale size. So my idea, if it works, is I put 2 ratchet straps around the bale with the ratchet part up here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip this bale this way down here. That way the ratchet part will be on the top. All right. And then guys, I bought this scale. I was trying to figure out how to do it without like loading some bales up and going to a scale and that kind of thing. But anyway, so I bought this scale. This is a 2,200 pound capacity scale, and I got it on Amazon. There's several different options. And it was about $40. And I was like, you know what? For $40, I can't go wrong. So all you really need to do is get it about right there, and then come in here and flip it. Very easy to do. Now I got to figure out what I'm going to do here, but I've got my ratchet straps, and I'll come in here with the loader and get my scale in there and see how much they weigh. My guess, I'm going to say 350. So I'm not sure if I even mentioned, guys, why I'm doing this. And the reason is we've been selling square bales to people for years. And if they do want to buy this hay from us, I can let them know how many square bales are in one of these bales. And also I can just tell new customers that too. I'll just be able to tell them what they weigh. So what I'm thinking about doing, I got my 2 straps. I'm gonna somehow run a strap here, hook it here. And then I've got my scale, and I got the 1/4-inch chain here. Guys, I've got it rigged up in a manner that I think's gonna work. I'll cut the scale on. Put in the comments what you think it weighs real quick. Like I said, I'm gonna say about 350. I gotta kind of keep the forks level so the chain doesn't slip back or anything. All right, well, something slipped. I'll figure out something better here. So get y'all out here, I got the bale hanging. All right, right there it is, guys. I hope you can see that. But it's 389 pounds. That's bale number 1. That scale did really good. Really happy with how that worked. And actually, I think it's gonna be nice. There's different times I wanted to know what logs weigh. you know, a barrel filled with liquid, or a lot of you guys that butcher, you can weigh your carcass and everything. So, I mean, for $40, I don't see how you can beat it. What I'm gonna do is flip them, and then I'll take that ratchet strap off. So this is bale number 2. This one feels heavier to me, just when I flipped it by hand and stuff. So we'll see. The only change I made was I had another little 1/4 inch chain. Instead of putting a ratchet in between here, I'm using this chain. And I think we'll just snap her right in there and lift. Go ahead and turn this on. All right, so right there, yeah, it says 5 pounds. So let's zero that out. Okay, bale number 2. I'm thinking a little heavier on this one. I don't have this, the ratchets as even around the bale as I did on that first one. We'll see if that matters. Just lift her nice and slow. Huh, it's actually a little lighter. 381.5 pounds. Get you up there and show you. 381.5. So, I tell you though, it's interesting how consistent they are. I mean, that's only 7-8 pounds in between the two. I could really see this being used for any size round bale. Maybe use a wider strap, you know. But like I say, this has a 2,200 pound capacity. But I think this method would work if any of you guys want to weigh your own bales. So I found out also, once I was done baling, I measured these bales and I'm not making them to full size. So the guy told me I bought the baler from to run the bale indicator almost 7/8 down to full bale. So the indicator would be down to here and full bale was here. So I knew these weren't quite full bales anyways, but yeah, I mean, I figured about 400 pounds is what you heard on the internet, so I think that's accurate. So we got bale number 3 hooked up. This is gonna be our final bale. Let's see what this thing weighs. I'll tear it right there. And actually I'll hook that on there so I get that weight. Perfect. You actually could flip that scale around, and if you were weighing a lot of different things or whatever, you could read it from the seat of the tractor. This might not be the fastest method, guys, if you had to, you know, if you wanted to weigh every load going out and you sold a lot of round bales or something. But to get an idea of what the weight of what you're making, this is a great $40 option. All right, let's see what the weight is. What do y'all think? Is this around what the others are? You ain't gonna believe it. 381.5, exactly what one of them other bales was. Right here's the weight too, guys, of that third one. Just so y'all, so there's proof of it there. 381 and a half. Here's the stats on the round bales. Number 1 was 389 pounds. Number 2 and number 3 were both 381.5. And if I did my math right, that comes up to 1,152 pounds total. Divide that by 3 bales, gives me an average weight of 384 pounds per bale. Now, let's go weigh 3 square bales, and we'll be able to do a conversion here. I went ahead and I brought 3 of our square bales up. Now, these have been in the barn. These are first cutting. So, they've been in the barn. We're in October now. These have been in the barn since like May or June. So, we're not necessarily comparing the same cutting to the same cutting, because those round bales were just baled a week ago. But it really shouldn't be that big of a difference. These may have weighed a smidge more when they went into the barn, and then maybe lost a little bit of moisture over the last 6 months or whatever, but pretty negligible. So let's go ahead and weigh these, see what we get. 39 and a half. I always figured our bales to be about 40 pounds. I've weighed them before. Bale number 2. Let's see what we got. This works really good. You can just hook around both strings. 34. Bale number 3. Now I kind of picked this one on purpose. This is an area of our field where we have some real fine grasses. You can see it looks a little bit different. And I'm sure it's going to weigh even less. It felt like it. 28 and a half pounds. So with that information, guys, I was figuring on 10 square bales to our round bales. I was figuring on 400 pounds for the round bales, and I was figuring on 40 pounds for the square bales. And they probably were a little heavier when we cut it, but it's now, 6 months later or whatever. But anyways, it turns out it's 11.29 square bales per round bale. Well, the test is wrapped up. What'd y'all think of it? Was it kind of what you thought? It was basically what I thought. I had read anywhere from like 10 to 14 bales, square bales, in one of these round bales produced by that exact Heston 530 baler. So it's right in line. But the good thing is now I'll be able to let my customers know exactly what they're getting, what the bales weigh, and how many of my square bales are in one of those round bales. The other nice thing is I'll be able to convert a cutting. Say we do a whole entire cutting in round bales, I'll be able to convert that and know basically exactly how many square bales we would have got out of it, and kind of be able to compare it that way. But I tell you what, guys, I was really pleased with this crane scale. I mean, this thing was awesome. For $40, I was able to figure out what I needed to know. It was accurate. I weighed myself with it, and it was basically to the pound of our indoor scale. So this thing was awesome. If y'all need a scale for anything, if you're a hunter and want to weigh your deer or whatever the case is, this thing is awesome. I mean, for $40, that was a good buy. That's going to do it for this video. I'm glad to have this test wrapped up. I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I took the time to do it. So now I know, and I can let our customers know exactly how many square bales are in a round bale. If you guys would like to go out and see the video of us making round bales for the very first time, first round bale I've ever made in my life, I'll put it up here. And on that note, we will catch y'all next time.